Welcome to Yoga with Dags. Today we're going to need 2 bricks at one point. If you don't have 2 bricks, you can just roll up an extra yoga mat or a blanket in a tight little roll, and that would suffice for what we're going to do. Today's practice, we're going to focus on actually 2 separate activities that you could do either in isolation from each other or together, just to warm your body up for the day, and to ground yourself and to open up the entire body. So we're going to begin with this sun salutation, and then we're going to move into the Makaho stretches, which are the stretches that open up all of the meridians in your body, which emanate from your 12 main organs in your body. So that's our plan for today, and I'm so happy you're here. And rather than sitting to ground ourselves this morning, we're going to begin in Tadasana, mountain pose. So feet can be together or slightly apart. Take a moment to lift your toes out and create yogi toes, which means you try to spread them and make space between each one. And once you spread them as much as you can, reach them forward, planting the pads, and then reach back through your heels, allowing your feet to elongate. And then ground yourself on both the inner edges of your feet and the outer edges of your feet, and really begin to take a stand. We're going to be thinking about taking a stand in our life. Standing, choosing, because that's the greatest gift that we're given, is the power to choose. So this morning I'm choosing, and I invite you to choose with me to stand in the light, to stand in love. So grounding through your feet, and really connecting down to the earth through the feet. Feel a lift up through your inner ankles, a lift up through your inner knees and your kneecaps, and a lift up through your hip points. And allow that lifting to begin to help you lift your spine as well, creating a tower of your spine that goes all the way up to heaven. Maybe reaching up through the crown of your head. So finding absolute verticality in your body. And once you're totally lifted and vertical, begin to find a broadening through the heart center and the chest, a broadening through your shoulders, and a broadening through your back body. And as your front body is lifting up, feel a descending of your shoulder blades, your buttocks, all the way down to your heels. So there's a circuit of energy running through you, going up the front body and down the back body. And just begin to find an ease in your breath if you can, a depth as well. So we're inhaling through the nose and out through the nose. And just finding a steady pattern, a comfortable, steady pattern in through the nose and out through the nose. And then taking your hands to your heart center, connect to that eternal sunlight within yourself, your heart. That part of you that's connected to the sun, to light, to love, to spirit, to truth, to inner knowing, connecting to that which you ultimately are. And then let's just begin with a couple of breaths. So let your eyes open if they're closed, and just inhale and sweep your arms out and up. And exhale the hands back to the heart. We'll do that 2 more times. Just waking up the shoulders here. Good. And then remaining grounding through your feet. Inhale and sweep your arms out and up. Taking a steeple grip, which means your hands are clasped and your index fingers are pointed. Taking that up to the sky, deep breath in, exhale up and over to your left for a minute. Just stretch out your side body, just waking up a little bit here. Inhale to the center, exhale opposite side, up and over, staying grounded through the feet. One more time, each direction. Inhale, big breath in, exhale to the side. Inhale, exhale, opposite side. Oh, yes. And then inhaling to the center, exhale, release your arms. And we're entering sun salutation now with slight variation. So let's just hands to the heart center to begin. Inhale and sweep your arms out and up. On the exhale, swan dive forward like you're diving into a beautiful pool in the summertime. And then just hang there for a minute and let things begin to wake up. You can slightly bend your knees if you like here. Let your neck go for a moment. Let your arms go. And then place your hands on your shins. Inhale and look forward. Stretch your spine forward, nice and big and long. And then exhale, fully forward fold again. And then grounding through your feet, inhale, reverse swan dive up. We're gonna come back up and do that part again. And exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, dive in. Hanging loosely for a minute, let go. Inhale, hands to shins, straighten spine. Exhale, forward fold, let go. Good, then bending your knees a little, place your hands alongside your feet. Take a deep breath in and exhale, step back with your left foot into a nice long runner's lunge. So just stretch it out. The back leg is straight, the front leg is bent, and then just drop that knee down for a moment. Release the toes in the back and come on up. And then just inhale your arms up, offering your heart to the light, to connect to the light, to the sun. Deep breath in. Exhale, hands back down by the foot. Curl the back toe under and exhale into a downward facing dog. Lifting your hips nice and high in your dog. Good. As your hips are lifting up to the sky, the tops of your thighs are going up and back and you're reaching down through the heels. Belly nestles back to the spine. Spine is long and straight. Big breath in, exhale forward, come into a nice plank, which means your butt is not sticking up in the air. You're nice and flat. And then lower down your knees, your chest, keeping the elbows tight to the body and your chin. And then inhale, scoot through into a little cobra. Your feet are down on the ground. Your hands are by your chest and you're inhaling to come on up. Little stretch in the lower back, little hooding in the back of the neck. Big breath. Deep breath in, and then let's come back to a child's pose. So your knees are apart, your big toes are together, and you're stretching back into a little child's pose. Let your head go. Take a full breath there. Good, inhale up onto all fours again. Curl those toes under, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look up between the hands. On the exhale, you're going to take a big step forward with that left foot again. Runner's lunge, and then spring forward with the other foot. Hang loosely for a minute, stretching those hamstrings, lifting those hip points, grounding through your feet. Inhale, reverse swan dive up to heaven. And exhale the hands to the heart. Excellent, and we're going to do that one more time. Starting with the other leg. So inhale, sweeping the arms out and up. Hello, beautiful day. Exhale, diving in. Diving into whatever is coming later by being here now. Release everything. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on the shins. Exhale, full forward fold. Let go. Inhale, bend the knees, place the hands alongside the feet, and a big step back, this time with your right foot, runner's lunge. Big step. Stretching it out, drop the back knee. Inhale up with the arms. Offer the heart up, up and back. Deep breath in, exhale. Hands down by the feet, curl the back toe under, exhale, step back into a downward facing dog. Finding the knuckles in your hands, press your mat forward and lift your hips higher. Nice big breath in, exhale forward into a plank. Your belly nestles back to your spine. Deep breath in, exhale, drop your knees. Keep your elbows tight, drop your chest and chin, and inhale, scoop through. Bhujangasana, Cobra Pose. And then knees apart, toes together, child's pose. Stretching it out. Inhale, all fours again, curling the toes under. Exhale, dog. Big breath in, looking up between the hands. Exhale, step forward with the right. And then the left, hanging loosely for a moment, letting go. Press into the feet, inhale, reverse swan diving up to heaven. Palms together, exhale, hands to the heart. Basking in the light, taking your stand here and now. Feeling yourself in this very moment, the gift of your presence. Stillness, and then releasing. Excellent. So now we're going to move from that warm up that you can do, that sun salutation you can do every day, and it will really, get you ready for the day, open your body up. And this next series of exercises are designed to open all of the channels of your body. So we're going to begin with lung and large intestine, taking in and letting go. So my feet are slightly apart, and I'm going to make L's with my index fingers and thumbs. I'm going to take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, I'm going to press those L's out, like I'm pressing out a wall. But there's a slight downward action as well, slightly down and slightly back as I press out. My index fingers are pointing up to the sky. The tops of my shoulders are soft, and I am breathing, beginning to open my lungs. Good. And then releasing that. From here, we're going to clasp our hands behind our back. You can clasp your thumbs and point your index fingers like so. Clasping the thumbs, pointing the index fingers, feet hip width apart. Take a deep breath in and roll your shoulders down the back. I'm going to show you from the side. I'm pointing my index fingers. On the exhale, I'm going to come forward with a long straight spine, let my knees bend a little bit, and try to bring those index fingers up to the sky. So that might be hard, that's okay, just do what you can. Breathe here. There's a downward action of the shoulder blades toward the buttocks energetically. The neck goes soft, big breath. Pressing into your feet, inhale up all the way into a baby back bend. Up and back. And exhale to the center, release the arms. Good. So that one is done 2 times. You'll cross the opposite thumb on top this time. Lung and large intestine is about our ability to take in what's new and be inspired and let go of what no longer serves us. So let's do that. Inhale, taking in inspiration. Exhaling, letting go of what no longer serves us. Releasing the head, neck, knees, belly, and really breathing full inhalation and exhalation here. But when you're ready, inhale, coming on up, all the way into a baby back bend, and exhaling, releasing. So if that clasp did not work for you, you could always just clasp your fingers like this and do it and point the index fingers. However you can, or just clasping the arms and doing it like this. However you can get these arms back while you do that exercise. And then we're just gonna roll the shoulders out a couple times. From there, we're gonna move into opening the stomach and spleen channels are next. So that's earth within us. So the lung and large intestine was our metal element, and this is the earth within us. And earth is about balance. So we're gonna begin, and you can come close to a wall if balance is a challenge for you. But we're gonna begin by grounding down through our right foot and just lifting up the left one for a minute and trying to find balance in our hips, a lift in our chest, and balance. And from there, you're gonna see, could you reach back and find your ankle and just kind of take the heel. So I'm just taking my heel toward my buttock here. And as I do that, I'm trying to stand up straight and keep my knees in line. And just lift and open as I stretch this front quadricep muscle. Another breath there, being strong in that standing leg. And then releasing. Shake out that standing leg because it just did some work. And we'll do the second side, grounding this time through the left. Just find your balance first. Level your hips, lift your chest, and then taking the ankle back, get hold of it. So the tendency is for the knee to come out, but try to bring the knees in line as you're bringing your heel towards your buttock. Your tailbone is going down, straight down between the knees, but your heart is lifting up and your breath is full. This opens the stomach and spleen channels, which is very good for our digestive system. And then releasing that, shake out the standing leg. And then we're gonna take that one down to the earth. So now this can be done one leg at a time. Sometimes if people are really tight in the quads, you can put a brick between your feet and sit on it like this. And this begins to open that up, just being in hero pose. But you can also bring one leg forward. Again, you want the knees to stay together. And then taking your tail towards your knees, start to lean back to stretch one quad at a time. If that works for you, your chest can be lifted and open, but your tail is going forward toward the knees and you're breathing. Good, so that, you might be very flexible in your quads and not getting a stretch here. So if you are getting a stretch here, you're gonna switch the legs and do the second side. If you're not getting much of a stretch here, what I'm gonna have you do is you're gonna come and you're gonna sit, I'll show you from the side. You're gonna have your knees together, feet apart, and sit between the two and start to make your way back like this. So you want the knees to stay either together or slightly apart moving forward and start to move yourself back. Taking the tail between the knees. And again, you can still be doing one leg at a time. You could be sitting on the brick, anything that you're gonna get these quads open. So deciding which is good for you. Oh yeah, that's even a bit much for me this morning. So just being with where you are here. And taking a few really good breaths there. This stretch is also not only good for digestion, but also for worry. So coming up when you're ready, letting go of worry. Another way you could do this one is having the bricks behind you, one behind your shoulder blades and one behind your neck. If you wanted to really, say you had a huge meal and you wanted to rest and digest, you could turn this into a nice little resting pose as well, which feels so good. It's called Virasana. And it opens our stomach and spleen channels, which are in the front of our body. including down through the quads and shins. Very good for working out knee pain too, just going mindfully. If you have knee pain, doing one side at a time is recommended. So slowly coming out. And then we're gonna come face forward. Next, we're moving into the fire stretches. So that's heart and small intestine. So let's just begin in cross-legged pose for a moment, which opens the hips, and take our arms out to the side. Roll your palms open, inhale the arms up. And then when you're ready, we're gonna exhale and we're gonna bend the left one to tickle between the shoulder blades. And we're just gonna lift this left elbow up to the ceiling. Good, stretching it up. And then taking your right arm out to the side, you're gonna take your thumb forward, down and back, and then take it across the body. And then just creep it up toward the opposite one. You may reach, you may not, either way is fine. Just stretching and finding an openness in the arms here where the heart and small intestine channels are. They're right in this part of the arm here. And then inhale and lift that left one up first and then the right one, and exhale, release. Whatever leg you have crossed in front in your cross-legged pose, let's just change that cross for a moment. Sitting up straight, arms out to the side. Inhale, roll them open and lift them up. Exhale, bending the right one this time and using the left one to lift it even higher. Softening the tops of your shoulders as best you can. And then we're gonna take the left arm out to the side, thumb rolls forward, down and back, and scoots across the body. And then begins to work its way up toward the other one. You can get hold of the back of your shirt if you're not reaching. And then find length in your spine. Ground down through your sitting bones and tailbone and lower pubic bone, and lift up through your heart and breathe. Good, and then lifting up the right arm, left arm, and releasing. Good, and then from there, we're gonna take the feet together, the bottoms of your feet together into Tadasana, and you're just gonna rock back and forth for a moment here. Sitting bone to sitting bone, trying to lift your heart and chest. If you can, rock your sitting bones closer any amount towards your heels. You don't have to go too far. If it's hard to be in this position, you can put your two bricks together and sit up on them if it's really hard to get your legs like this. But inhale and lift your chest. And on the exhale, you're gonna turn your hands around and you're gonna think about bringing your elbow tips to the top edges of your mat as you come forward. So you're creating space in your armpit, which is where the heart meridian begins. And you're breathing. It's almost as if your heart is moving across the room as you come forward. You're softening through the hips and heart. Heart helps us to be present, so staying with the breath, cultivating your ability to be here now. Good, and then inhale to come on up, and we're gonna exhale the knees together and straighten the legs out. Coming into Tadasana, maybe move the flesh away from the sitting bones and just sit up nice and straight for a moment. We're moving into opening bladder and kidney, which are our back channels. These forward folds are the stretches that really help us to calm our nervous system and to get things flowing in our body. They're our water element. It also is good for fear and free-floating anxiety. So sitting up straight, let's inhale and sweep our arms out and up with a big breath. On the exhale, just fold forward, trying to keep your heart lifted and your spine somewhat straight. You can reach for your toes, you may get them, otherwise get your shins or ankles. Inhale, with each inhalation, grow taller, and with each exhalation, surrender yourself forward into a forward fold. Trying to keep length in the spine by lifting the heart and taking the heart across the room still. Soften your face. Relax as much as you can as your backs of your legs, your hamstrings are getting a nice stretch. Release the neck. Good. Inhale and come back up. And then taking your heels apart a little bit and your toes in toward each other and toward your nose. We're going to do that stretch again to stretch the kidney channel. Inhale, sweep out and up. Exhale, reach again for the toes. You might get the toes this time. You might get the ankles this time. With each inhalation, grow that spine, lift it up, and with each exhalation, surrender yourself forward. Cycle through that breath a few times. Good. And then inhaling up. And then we're just going to come bending the legs, standing up for a moment. We're going to put our bricks out in front of us for a moment. We're going to forward fold once again, but from a standing position. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the bricks. Inhale, straight spine. Exhale, bend the elbows straight back and forward fold. I'm going to show you from the side. So we're inhaling, straight spine, and then we're just letting the elbows come back. This time we're going to try to keep the legs straight but not locked. There's a lifting up on the kneecaps and hip points and trying to let that spine come, somewhat straight down forward, and then release your head. And just let all the backs of these hamstrings open up for you. Staying with your breath throughout your entire practice. Inhale to a halfway lift, hands to the tops of the thighs, come on up. Good, and then we're gonna do some kidney taps, just for our vital energy. So feet can be a little more than half hip width apart. And you're just gonna tap at the waist. Tap at the waist and breathe as you swing. Just gentle taps. You can have a soft fist to tap. Good. A couple more taps there. Just swinging. Just breathing. Good. And then bringing that to stillness. We're going to tap at the top of the collarbones, right where they meet your breastbone. Tapping for vital energy. Big breaths. Good for when you're exhausted. And release that. Next, we're moving into supplemental fire, which is our heart protectors, and our 3 heater, which is our temperature regulator in our body. Keeps everything happening functionally. It's a functionary. So from here, we're going to bring our arms out to the side like we're spreading our wings. Our palms are facing down. And then we're going to cross our left one beneath our right, nice and high, and give yourself a hug. And then do that again. Big breath in. This time, we're going to cross the right beneath the left and give yourself a hug. Good. And then one more time. Inhale. This time, left beneath right, crossing as high as you can and wrapping eagle arms. Elbows lift, shoulder blades descend, big breath in, exhale, release, spread your wings, deep breath in, exhale, right beneath left, cross as high as you can, wrap and lift. Exhale, release. Good, and then coming down through a squat, we're gonna come into the traditional makaho, which is to cross the legs, left in front of right first. Arms out to the side, big breath in. Exhale, we're gonna give ourselves that hug again. Our left arm come beneath the right and give yourself a wrap. Good, and then just take that for a moment and breathe. And then inhale, lift the knees a little bit, keeping the edges of your feet in place. See if you can put your forearms above the knees, right by the elbow, as close to the elbow as you can. Take a deep breath in, lift your heart. On the exhale, keeping the forearms to the knees, let the knees spread the forearms. So you're spreading between your shoulder blades as you come forward. And just let yourself have a little stretch there, a couple nice breaths. It's almost as if someone's energetically pulling your middle fingers in opposite directions. Release your neck. Good. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, release the arms. And then press out like you're pressing walls away. Your middle finger particularly is going straight up to the ceiling. All of the fingers are going up and you're pressing out. And then releasing that. Changing the cross of the legs. So this time the right one goes in front. Take the arms out to the side, take a deep breath in, and this time your right one goes beneath your left one, giving yourself that hug again, and just rocking it out. Keeping that breath flowing. Inhale, lift the knees, glue the forearms onto the knees, and exhale, spread. A nice breath or two, stretching this out here between your shoulder blades. And then inhaling to come up. Exhale, release the arms and release the legs. We're coming into a wide angle pose. So the legs come wide. You're reaching the toes to the ceiling, bringing a brick out in front of you. I like to put it on the high height, and I like to come forward with my forearms. Trying to keep, again, like throughout our practice, our heart lifted and open. You might find, oh, you know what, I can come a little more, maybe lower the brick down and come forward a little bit. Nice stretch through the hamstrings as well as these adductor muscles up the inside of the leg. Couple big breaths. This opens our liver channel, helps us release anger, frustration, helps us detoxify our bodies. And then inhaling to come up. So now you're going to roll your belly to face over your left leg. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, you're going to take this right side of your body, like in triangle pose, out over your right leg. Yep, and as you do that, you'll work the elbow down in front of the knee if you can, continuing to lengthen this underside of the body. And then roll the underside of the body up toward the ceiling. Lift the arm up, take a big breath in, and then maybe take that arm up and over for a nice big stretch. Now again, your heart's rolling up, you're stretching up and over the side body. Back of the neck is long and soft. Reaching through the fingertips. Inhale to come up, exhale the belly back to the center. Big breath in, exhale, rolling the belly opposite side. Inhale, find lift through the spine. Exhale, lengthen the left side of the body out over your left leg, long as you can, not crunching. Working the elbow in front of the knee to keep the leg open. Inhaling, taking the arm up, almost slightly behind. Exhale it up and over. Meanwhile, you're reaching out through your heels, toes going up to the ceiling. Belly rolling up to the ceiling, heart rolling up to the ceiling, neck long and soft. Reaching through the fingertips. Inhale to come up. And exhale, belly back to the center. And finally, we'll come into a supine twist and a rest, integrating all of this beautiful work we did. First, you're going to just bend the knees, take the knees to the chest, and then hold that right knee in, extend the left leg out. Big breath in, taking that right, I'm sorry, oh boy. Yeah, left leg in. Left leg in, I forgot about mirroring, so I'm gonna apologize. So left arm out to the side, left leg in, deep breath in, exhale, taking it across the midline for a supine twist. And just breathing there. Gently letting the neck turn back towards your extended arm. Big breath back to the center. Exhale. Just straighten that leg out. Bending both knees in. Give them a little hug. This time we'll keep the right one in and extend the left one. Big breath in. Right arm out to the side. Exhale. Take that knee across the midline for a supine twist. Keeping that left arm and shoulder reaching back toward the earth. Maybe turning to look out over it. Inhaling back to the center. And then exhale, releasing for our final rest, Tadasana. Taking up all of the space on your mat. Let your legs be hip width apart. Let your arms be 45-degree angle from your body with the palms open, creating that little bit of space under the armpits. And then just softening here, softening, settling, and just becoming aware of the openness that you created through these practices. Maybe you can feel that energy moving through your body. As you exhale, you're just letting your mind soften, letting go of any thoughts. Just feeling and being. Softening any tension in your belly, hips, legs. Releasing your shoulders and arms. Hands. Throat. Forehead. Top of your head. Just melting onto your mat. And as you are resting there, I'm just going to read a little bit about taking that stand in the light. Everything that thrives is fed by the light. Lift up a rock, and the seed that sprouted beneath it is bent, stunted, and colorless. But after a few hours of filtered light, it begins to straighten and will eventually throw off all the effects of being held down. We need a weight or burden lifted from our shoulders so we can grow and thrive in the light. We have to show willingness to stand on the rock and not beneath it, to see ourselves in better circumstances, to think clearly is to be free. Little by little, we see the possibility of health and order and great prosperity, which includes everything we need. To see good and to say good will eventually cause good, but our vision and our words must be steady. You must speak straight so that your words may go as sunlight to our hearts. And that's a quote from Cochise. So remembering the power to choose our thoughts, our actions, showing willingness to stand on the rock and not beneath it, willingness to see clearly, to create good in this world. Gently hugging your knees into your chest, increasing your breath. Roll softly onto your right side. Using a big breath of life in to press yourself up and find a seat. We'll take our hands to our hearts. We'll seal our practice today by gently bowing our heads to our hearts and thanking ourselves for this time of self-care, of going within. Namaste. Thank you for practicing together today. Enjoy the day.